First thing we're going to do is connect to the data service. And the data service is type HTTP. And we'll fill the URL in here. There's our, oops, that wasn't highlighted, so I have to manually delete this a little bit at the end. These things take longer. And we're going to give it a name. It finds the package name. And this is going to go out and create a service. And the service now returns object. Because we want to bind it to a data grid, we have to do a little bit of tweaking with it. So we have to give the Flash builder the ability to go out and inspect that and tell it, it comes back, it knows the shape of the object, so the properties of the object. It knows there's a lines of the root node, the vintage, and the vintage. If we click the vintage node, it automatically knows it's an array from the return type object and the property expressed on the object. And we could have arrays under here. We can have typed arrays, so you can take this as object, string, etc. And we finish this. Now this is the real hard part to make work. If we want to bind this to a data grid, what we'd ideally want is we want the data grid columns, the headers on them, to be the element names in the XML, and then we want it to iterate over the XML as many times as that node of XML existed, and put each one of those new values in a separate row. And this is very difficult. You have to simply drag the operation onto the data grid, and basically it formats it for you and runs it. So we should see this running right now. There it is. There's the lines list. Substantially faster than you were going to quote your boss. Okay. As a side note, all of these lines make excellent gifts for Adobe evangelists. Now we've got this. Let's just go back into the PowerPoint for a second and just kind of go towards mobile. So we've got all this great stuff. We've got the tools for design and development. We've got the framework, Flex framework at runtime. One of the recent developments is that the Flash player, the full version 10.1, for the first time ran on a phone. Okay. Now this ran on the Android devices, but it's being ported as well to BlackBerry devices and a number of other devices, so the Galaxy Tab, Samsung, etc. As we do this, as we're developing these applications, there's a lot of trends that are starting to take place. One is this richness in local processing versus hosted services. A lot of times you have a client-server architecture. You have something on your server, and then you have the client, and you can pretty much do a lot of processing power on a client nowadays. Most laptops have 2 to 4 gigabytes of RAM. You've got high-res screens, multi-threaded processors, multi-core processors, etc. Doing this on mobile is not going to fly, though. And there's a lot of things in the mobile development model that don't exist. So you don't have, if we had a thing like the data grid, if we go back to that and look at it, you see it had scroll bars on it, and Air had a window around it. On mobile, there's no notion of a window. So you have to shed down on some of the components, the heavy weight, get rid of some of the extra stuff that you don't need, get rid of the Chrome, separate out the core functionality of the data grid from its appearance, so it can be easily skinned for mobile. Because mobile is starting to look a lot different. And I'll show you why, when it looks the same, it can be really problematic. Let me go into that right now. You can see this. So there is a